Mirroring technique. People tend to feel more trust and closeness toward those who reflect their own behavior. The mirroring technique is the subtle art of mimicking someone's body language, tone of voice, and speaking style. This creates a powerful subconscious bond. For example, if someone opens their arms slightly while speaking in a meeting, you can adopt a similar posture. Or if a person speaks slowly and calmly, you can match that pace and tone. This triggers a feeling of, "This person is like me," in their mind. Mirroring works not only in speech, but also in actions. If a friend takes a sip of coffee, you sipping yours at the same moment enhances the sense of harmony. Or if someone touches their hair, making a similar gesture can strengthen the connection. However, caution is necessary. Copying someone too precisely can come across as fake and off-putting. The most powerful effect comes from mirroring that is subtle, natural, and well-timed. Scarcity switch. The human mind tends to assign more value to things that are rare or limited. The scarcity switch is based precisely on this psychological truth. When something is portrayed as rare, hard to access, or limited, people desire it more. This technique involves implying that an opportunity is not always available. For example, instead of always appearing available when you meet someone, being occasionally unreachable can make you seem more valuable. Or if you're selling a product, using a phrase like "only valid this week" creates a sense of urgency and increases demand. It's powerful in relationships too. The person who disappears from time to time, rather than constantly texting, arouses more curiosity. If people feel they can always reach you, their interest tends to fade. But when you're occasionally inaccessible, the fear of losing you kicks in. However, using this technique in an artificial way can backfire. Truly being busy or living a genuinely full life naturally makes you appear more scarce. And that's what makes you more attractive. 2-minute rule. The brain tends to procrastinate on big tasks because it sees them as burdensome and time-consuming. The 2-minute rule is a simple yet powerful technique to overcome this mental barrier. If something can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it immediately. This rule is perfect for overcoming laziness and avoiding procrastination. For example, replying briefly to an email, putting a cup back on the table, or quickly skimming a file. These small tasks create mental clutter when left undone. But when completed in just 2 minutes, they build momentum. Moreover, this rule isn't just for minor tasks, it's also a great starting point for building bigger habits. Let's say you want to start reading a book, but it feels overwhelming. Just read for 2 minutes. Taking that initial action makes it easier to continue, because your brain has already engaged in the activity. The power of the 2-minute rule lies in making it easier to take action. Starting is always the hardest part. This technique removes that barrier and gets you moving. Instant clarity. The mind struggles to function in uncertainty. Indecision creates inner chaos and leads to inaction. Instant clarity is a powerful technique that quickly clears the mental fog and brings focus. Its foundation is simple. When you ask yourself the right question, your mind can rapidly simplify what seems complex. One of the most effective questions you can use with this technique is, "What do I really want right now?" Or, "What's the simplest solution to this situation?" These types of questions filter out the mental noise and guide you back to your core, what truly matters. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed and unsure of what to do, ask yourself, "What is one small step I can take right now that would make me feel better?" This question pulls you out of the chaos and gives you direction. Similarly, when making a decision, asking, "Why am I making this choice?" or "What was my original goal?" can instantly bring clarity. Instant clarity is especially effective during moments of confusion. It puts your brain into simplification mode and helps you see your priorities with crystal clear focus. It doesn't rely on complex plans, but instead helps you find a simple and true direction. True clarity begins with the right question. This technique leads you straight to that question and silences the unnecessary mental noise. Just pick one. Indecision is one of the biggest enemies of productivity. Having too many options often leads to mental paralysis. You don't know which direction to take, and in the end, you do nothing. That's where just pick one comes in. Instead of trying to find the perfect choice, Simply pick one and move forward. This technique focuses on taking action rather than seeking the best option. Because most of the time, the real problem isn't making the wrong choice. It's not choosing at all. For example, you want to read a book, but there are hundreds to choose from. Instead of getting lost in the options, just pick one at random and start. Over time, you'll either realize it was the right book or switch to another. But at least you've made progress. The same principle applies to decisions about work, projects, or relationships. Waiting, analyzing, and searching for something better can often be just a form of procrastination. But when you simply choose one and start, you gain experience, you can correct mistakes, and most importantly, you break free from stagnation. Power of pause. Modern life moves fast. People speak without thinking, and decisions are often made on impulse. This is where the power of pause comes in. Sometimes, the most powerful move is not to react immediately, but to stop and take a breath. Pausing is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of control and awareness, especially in moments of stress, tension, or emotion. Immediate reactions often lead to regret, but a conscious pause of just 2 to 3 seconds can bring clarity to your mind and give direction to your thoughts. For example, if someone provokes you or pressures you into a quick decision, taking a brief pause allows you to observe both yourself and the situation from the outside. That small moment prevents your emotions from taking over and gives you the power to choose your response. The same applies in conversations. Silence is often a powerful tool. Instead of jumping in to speak, pausing for a few seconds adds weight to your presence and authority to your words. Ben Franklin effect. People tend to like someone more after doing them a favor. At first glance, this might seem illogical. We usually believe that we help people because we like them. But the Ben Franklin effect shows that the mind can actually work in reverse. The effect is named after American scientist and statesman Benjamin Franklin. To win over a political rival, Franklin once asked to borrow a rare book the man owned. The rival agreed. Franklin returned the book shortly after, and soon their relationship turned into a friendship. Why? Because the man subconsciously thought, if I did him a favor, I must like him. His brain tried to resolve the contradiction between his action and his previous attitude. Asking someone for a favor can actually make them feel closer to you. That's because the brain wants to align behavior with emotion. When someone does something kind for you, their mind searches for a reason and often concludes that they must like you. This strengthens the relationship and increases the sense of connection. Voice of authority. People naturally trust and tend to obey those who speak with confidence and certainty. This psychological tendency forms the basis of the voice of authority technique. A strong tone of voice, clear and uninterrupted speech, and decisive body language automatically make you appear as a leader. The mind perceives hesitation as a threat, but finds comfort in clarity, especially when defending an idea or trying to influence others. How you say something matters just as much as what you say. The same sentence spoken with uncertainty sounds ordinary, but delivered with confidence, it becomes powerful. This technique includes not just your tone of voice, but also your choice of words and body language. For example, instead of saying, "I think this might work," saying, "This is how we should do it," comes across as more assertive and guiding. Today, we've explained every cheat code that truly works in real life. Remember, both charisma and influence are shaped by the right techniques. Now it's your turn. Which technique are you most excited to try? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. See you in the next video. Take care.